Politically motivated and unlawful. That's how Jacob Zuma's defense team is describing corruption charges being leveled against him. The former president is arguing for a permanent stay of prosecution in the KwaZulu-Natal High Court in Pietermaritzburg. Sipamandla Goge was there and joins us now live. So Sipamandla, let's first talk about what transpired in court today.
Well, absolutely. Former President Jacob Zuma's legal team came out guns blazing, ripping through the NPA, accusing the NPA of playing political games by charging the former president. They are saying these charges are politically motivated. Zuma's lawyer, that senior counsel Moses Kakane, went through what is known as the spy tapes, basically arguing that everything that was done to humiliate, to embarrass the former president just after or ahead of the ANC's elective conference in Polokwane in 2007. He did read some extracts from the spy tapes where the former director of public prosecutions, that's Bulelani Nguga, and the former head of the Scorpions, that's Leonard McCarthy, were said to have conspired about the timing of charging Zuma. When to charge him, they discussed the issue of political implications. So Zuma's lawyers today, they tried by all means to convince 3 judges at the Pietermaritzburg High Court that these charges need to be thrown out because they say the time has lapsed. It has taken more than 15 years for him to get his day in court. They blame those delays on the NPA. They are arguing that Zuma had nothing to do with it. But I think what was surprising today in court was to hear Advocate Moses Kakane questioning the so-called Stalingrad approach. That is the term that has been widely associated with the former president's legal team of trying to employ so-called delaying tactics at all costs. He said he doesn't understand how and when that term came about, but those who are familiar with the case, perhaps we need to go back and do some digging. There are those who would recall that that term might have come about around 2007 when the former president was charged with corruption charges, but then today his new legal team dismissing that, saying they have no intention of delaying. They wanted Zuma to get his day in court. He should have been charged with his former financial advisor, that is Shabir Sheikh, in 2003, but that did not happen.
All right, let's take a listen to some of the arguments presented in court today.
So you read the judge's body language. Yes, says Manson. And then they come and fucking spin around just like this to drop you. They are talking about judges. Bulelani says, no, they dropped us. And Leonard says, no. I'm saying we won in the end, but it was damn close thing. It was 3-2. Are you serious? 3 judges for us. And the guys who are regarded as betting for us, that's Judge Falam, and Tom Klute, turned at the last minute and gave us a dissenting judgment. Both of them, Jesus, says Leonard McCarthy. Bulelani Nguga says, and the one you said you thought he was not with you, who was it? Leonard says, no, they say there was this one guy, or this one judge, Ponen, the Indian guy. He asked nothing. Yes, and then Leonard says, Dunstan Mlambo asked 1 or 2 questions. Both Falam, Klute went for the other side. Robert Nugent initially asked some very tough questions. Yeah. In the end, Nugent, Ponen, and Mlambo came home for us. Why am I reading this? Because we haven't come to the conspiracy. I'm reading this part simply to tell you the type of people we were talking about and their conduct and how they saw themselves in executing their powers.
Now, of course, as per usual, Jacob Zuma addressing the crowd after that court appearance today. What do you have to say?
He maintains that he's innocent. He says all of this was political conspiracy. Some people wanted to prevent him from ascending to the highest office in the ANC and in the country. He maintains he's innocent. He told the crowd that up until today, he doesn't know what he did or what people are accusing him of. It's the same script. I mean, we have heard it before. Remember, this case has a very long history. Many years have lapsed. You would recall that in 2005, former President Zuma was relieved of his duties after Shabir Sheikh was found guilty of fraud and corruption charges, and then Zuma was charged, but those charges were later struck off the roll by the Pietermaritzburg High Court. I think it was Judge Kedusi Zimsimang who did that. Later on in 2007, after he emerged victorious in Polokwane, he was charged again, but then again, those judges, you would recall that in 2008, Judge Chris Nicholson ruled that there was political meddling, but that decision was overturned by the Supreme Court of Appeal, paving a way then for Zuma to go to 2009 when he became the president. Just on the eve of the elections, you would recall that Advocate Mokode Dimshe dropped those charges against Zuma in 2009, effectively clearing a way for him to become the president of South Africa. But it's for the first time that he has actually applied for a permanent stay of prosecution.
All right, thanks so much for that. Appreciate it. Our reporter Sipa Mandla Goge in Pietermaritzburg.